Hello, and welcome to DIY My Chateau, Part 2. So, how are you all? I hope you've all had a good day, a great week, and I hope you're all looking forward to a great week. So, I wanted to make a start on the roof tiling today. These are the roof tiles. They are made from clay. They're quite fragile, very small, but very cute. I think they're going to look amazing, but it is going to take quite some time. They are really good though, they're quite tactile as well. So, the first row is in. Yay! You've got to admit they do look really cute. I'm thinking with a little bit of moss on, they're going to look amazing. Unfortunately, after spending some time tiling, I ran out of tiles. So I've had to put in another order. So, not to worry, I will divert onto a different job. These are really cute though, aren't they? I like them. I'm glad I went with them. So let's have a flip through my planning book. So this is my planning book for my chateau. So this is how it looked in the beginning. Okay, so I want to move the front elevation forward and put in some balconies, some steps, some pillars, also a conservatory and a tower, and just make it look. I'm going through a kind of chateau cross castle, very romantic, very glitzy, sparkly. Think runaway princess. So this is where the conservatory is going to go on the side. Excuse me. And I'm going to join a tower onto the top of that. I mean, you didn't really think that I was just going to leave the house as it was, did you? So with that in mind, I have bought this, which is a greenhouse kit. But I'm not going to use all of the kit. I'm just going to use the basic build because it's easier than trying to make one from scratch. It was just as cost effective. And I bought some Fimo Air to make the front steps and the pillows possibly. And this, believe it or not, the white one is A4 foam board, and then the black bag is big size foam board. That's going to come in very handy because that's what I'm going to use for a lot of the building. Let's just get an extra shot of those tiles in. I'm rather impressed with those tiles. So, we're going to have to start by taking the masking tape off the door. At the minute, I'm still thinking of leaving the door black, but who knows? Might change my mind. So, measure, measure, and measure again. I've learned from doing this type of thing in the past. Measuring is crucial, and getting it right is crucial. So we measure, and we measure again. So I'm going to put in the front panel thing first, and I'm going to use my hot glue gun, and I'm going to use some foam board because it's nice and light, but also it's quite easy to work with. And it is 5mm foam board I've got. I used to use wood for balsa wood for doing this sort of thing, but microboard is a lot easier and a lot less messy, but still has the same effect. Well, what you can't see out of shot is my hot glue gun, and then I've got my board, what I'm cutting on, and just measuring it constantly just to make sure that I get it right. The foundation build is the bit that you really need to concentrate on. Once you've got your foundation build in, then you can start having fun decorating and planning your decor, your rooms and things like that. And trust me, I have got some plans. It's going to involve a lot of gold paint. I've actually got some liquid gold paint. Like gold leaf, but in paint form. I've got gold leaf as well. I always have gold leaf. So that's going to fit. That's about the right size. There's something in the corner, so we'll take that out. Yep. The front of the house was as far as I got decorating it last time I had it, before it went into storage a couple of years ago. And the front of the house is the stonework is actually made from egg carton boxes, which are ripped and soaked ever so slightly just to make them that little bit softer, and then applied with a hot glue gun and left to dry. It does give quite a good effect, I think. And I do think that I'm going to possibly paint the outside a very pale, creamy grey colour, I think. And then it's going to all be about layers, layers, layers. Very thin coats of layers, letting it dry in between. All these are ideas in my head, of course. Getting them onto the house is a different matter. Sorry, just had to stop for a cough then. Where was I? Yeah, all these ideas are in my head. And what I need to do is research how to get them from my head into the house. But there's no rush. It doesn't matter if it takes 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 years. It doesn't make a slight bit of difference to me at all. And if something doesn't work out, we take it off and start again. It's not permanent. No stress. So I'm just gonna make the side parts for the panel. No, this panel isn't staying as it is. It's a support panel, so it doesn't have to look pretty. It just needs to function, which I'm sure it will. I think that's a pretty snug fit. That's just where we need it. Make sure I'm actually using the existing door canopy for support because it's already built into the property. There is no point in taking it off to then add further supports. it's a lot easier to use the existing support, which is part of the actual build. Squidge it in, squeeze, push. That's a good snug fit. I will still glue it, but that is quite a good snug fit. So that needs to go into the bottom to support the bottom of the panel from moving backwards. Yeah, if it gets banged or something knocks into it, or just if it comes loose. Putting a panel at the bottom there will stop the board sliding back. And we need 2 little bits at the side because again, it's support to stop the board moving, because this is a support for something else. Does that make sense? I seem to be using the word support quite a lot. You will see why as we go along. And there we have it. I think that's a pretty good job there. I'm quite happy with that. That's good progress. Slowly, surely, we'll get there. Yep. Starting to look better already. Remember to put that little bit in at the side. If only building houses in real life was as easy as this. For anybody that doesn't know, foam board, it's basically polystyrene in the middle with paper around the outsides. And check the diagram to make sure that I've done what I'm supposed to be doing. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. Yep. So, I think I'll go for a coffee now, and I'll see you on day 3. Thanks ever so much for coming by. Take care now.